if you looked back at 2021 right here, and you looked at the midpoint of the cycle, and then you saw here, it made sense that this was going to be where the most resistance on the chart was going to be. If Bitcoin was going to fail its move, it was going to be on this pierce of 30,000. Now, not just 30 hitting and kissing, but it actually needed to pierce 30, because psychologically, when price pierces an even number, that just having that 3 in front, that 30,000 versus 29, it's going to trigger more people to go long, and it's going to stop out people that are short. And so essentially you get the biggest switches at these even numbers, and that's exactly what we saw here.
Epic trader Gareth Soloway anticipates a significant upcoming shift in Bitcoin dominance, indicating a noteworthy move in the market. Bitcoin, the dominant cryptocurrency in terms of market capitalization, has significantly increased its portion of the overall cryptocurrency market. As a result of the Securities and Exchange Commission legal actions targeting Binance and Coinbase, followed by widespread delistings of alternative cryptocurrencies by Robinhood and other prominent trading platforms, a surge in investor demand has emerged, with orders being placed to purchase 24,000 Bitcoin. Last week, Bitcoin dominance reached 49.2% for the first time since April 2021. As concerned investors continue from embattled altcoins, crypto exchanges have experienced an uptick in demand for Bitcoin. Since June 5th, Bitcoin dominance has gained 2 percentage points to graze 49.3% for the first time in 2 years. Bitcoin dominance tracks the percentage of the total global cryptocurrency market valuation that is made up of Bitcoin's market capitalization. During bear markets, Bitcoin has demonstrated a historical tendency to experience increased dominance. This can be attributed to the notable stability it provides compared to altcoins, making it an attractive choice for investors seeking a reliable asset during market downturns. The dominance rate of Bitcoin has exhibited a consistent upward trend since November, with a particularly rapid increase observed during the March U.S. banking crisis. Interestingly, while Bitcoin experienced a mere 3% decline, it notably outperformed other cryptocurrencies. This relative outperformance can be attributed to the growing demand for safe haven assets, prompting investors to shift their funds from altcoins to Bitcoin, which is globally recognized as the largest and most liquid cryptocurrency. Renowned crypto industry expert Gareth Soloway has made a prediction regarding the Bitcoin dominance, suggesting a potential level of 59 to 60. Here are a few glimpses from the discussion that we'd like to show you.
Bitcoin, again, if there's one that's going to survive that's not going to be regulated by the SEC, it's Bitcoin. If that breaks and starts to collapse down, let's say it even gets back to 20,000, very, very hard for money to feel comfortable to go into the even riskier assets like the Cardanos and the Solanas and those other ones as well. I just wanted to show that Bitcoin dominance chart because I think it's such an important chart, how you've been knocking on this 49% level over and over again. And then look at what's happening right here. And one of the things you're mentioning is dead on, is number one, charting as a chartist, which is what I do, is that it tells you the more you knock on a door, the more likely eventually you break through. And so in this case, this door was a firm door stretching back to really 2021, right? And again, I'm big on analogies and examples. Think about this, folks. When you go up to a door, let's say it's locked, let's say your cat's in there, your house is on fire, you really have to get through that door. You're going to run against it, bam, into it, right? Chances are it's not going to break the first time. You do it again, it might start to crack. You do it again, it cracks a little bit more. By the fourth or fifth hit, that door is going to give way. Think about charts and resistance levels the same way, where you're running against the door. You're running against the door over and over again. Finally, it cracks and breaks to the upside. So I think that gives you that idea. And I think also, in Ben, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think people have to remember that the Bitcoin dominance is a shorter term trend, meaning that if you go back further, I mean, it was way, way higher just before that 2021 bull market. So just like we said, this was consolidating, kept on hitting resistance, finally in the process of breaking out right here on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, in all fairness, there's not a lot of resistance on the way up now. I mean, you're getting to a point where there's a big move coming in this Bitcoin dominance. And the first thing I see, and I'll put a trend line in, see all these kind of pivot points right in here, right across here, this low right in there. And you're right about that. Look at this. Look at how you kind of can draw a line right across here. And what's even more amazing in this, if you take the highs of Bitcoin dominance from 2017 and you connect it to the highest point in 2021, look at the convergence of those two trend lines. And this, again, I love how your data is confirmed by my data and it's vice versa, because it really, I think that's very powerful when you see a confluence of these type of things. And so I'm right around that 59-60% level in terms of Bitcoin dominance. Absolutely.
The Bitcoin price has dropped to around $25,000, down 5% to its lowest level since March and mirrored by declines seen by the Ethereum price. However, other top 10 cryptocurrencies have all suffered far larger declines, losing between 10% and 25% in mere hours. According to CoinGecko data, Bitcoin, despite a 3.6% drop over the last 7 days, has largely outperformed major altcoins such as Ethereum and BNB, which suffered 7% and 25.5% declines, respectively. At the beginning of 2023, Ethereum demonstrated a strong start, achieving a remarkable gain of over 30% within the first 2 weeks of the year. Although the pace of its upward trajectory moderated afterwards, the token has consistently achieved remarkable success over the preceding months. Gareth Soloway has forecasted a bullish outlook for Bitcoin, while simultaneously anticipating Ethereum to rally towards the 1635 level.
And one of the things I like in Bitcoin too is like Bitcoin is like your digital gold and Ethereum is kind of like your digital silver, right? And the reason I say digital silver is, number one, it's usually more volatile. Silver is more volatile than gold. And also, number two, you have this kind of industrial use case for silver, right? It's a store of safety, but it also is used in the economy. Well, Ethereum, you could argue kind of the same thing. People believe it's kind of a safety hedge, but they also need it. You know, you use it for various transactions and different things as well, like that. So I think that's one of the keys for me, is that you have digital gold and silver, and so expect it to be more volatile. But in looking at the chart, I just want to show my chart real quick on Ethereum, and then we'll get right into kind of what you were saying, is that in terms of the Ethereum versus Bitcoin. But what we can see is, look at this beautiful like parallel lines, and how in terms of charting, and by the way, this is just more proof that, you know, you don't know why these things work out. I certainly don't, but there's some sort of subconscious in traders and investors and people's minds that tries to make sense out of chaos, right? So most of the people would look at this, oh, this is a wild chart, but look at how many parallels exist within this chart. Like the high, this is parallel to these points, which then are this parallel to these points, and vice versa all the way down here. And we can see that we did break down short term. So I do expect Ethereum to come in here towards this 1635 level. But now that then becomes the support level, the next level, right? You have the lowest point here going back to 2022, connected through these lows right through here. And that now becomes your technical support. So if we do sell off there as a technician, I would start saying, okay, if we're going to bounce, this is going to be the spot where we're going to get a bounce. Doesn't mean Ethereum's bottoming by any stretch, but that would just be a technical short-term level of support. Now, if we just quickly go to Ethereum, Bitcoin, let's take a look at that in terms of Bitcoin. A couple things, just, and again, this is just based on purely charting, and I'm just going to do this live as we take a look. But this would be something that I would be watching like a hawk, right? So there's a trend line here that you're hovering on. If this breaks, you then probably have downside into this level down here. And so that to me would be something that we would pay attention.
According to data from CryptoQuants, securities designated by the Securities and Exchange Commission experienced notable price declines in contrast to Bitcoin and Ether. Recent observations indicate a noteworthy decoupling between altcoins and the combined assets of Bitcoin and Ethereum, signaling a waning interest in altcoins among traders. This shift suggests a changing market dynamic and potentially highlights a growing preference for Bitcoin and Ethereum over other cryptocurrencies. What are your thoughts about Soloway's predictions? Did Bitcoin reach a dominance level of 60? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments section. If you found this content valuable, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for the latest news and videos. Thank you for watching.